Hey, hey, what's going on? How you fucking doing? What's going on, people? You know what? I want to address first and foremost the PlayStation fanboys. Um, wow, wow, these guys are very man. They are upset. They are mad as hell. I must say they are pissed off. That is that's exactly what they are. They are motherfucking pissed off and perturbed. yo, this shit is crazy out here, man. The amount of videos that people put out, I just kind of going through and looking at shit. I'm like, yo, these motherfuckers are crazy. I ain't never seen no shit like this before, son. Motherfuckers actually making videos based off of speculation. Are you kidding me? Like that checkerboard shit on that white paper, that shit is funny as hell to me. Because people act like checkerboard rendering is new. We had that bitch in Quantum Break already. I think everybody kind of forgot about that. Did y'all forget? Y'all PlayStation guys forget that Quantum Break had checkerboard rendering and everybody said it was shit because they were rendering from 720p to 1080p. Everybody was like, oh, that's shit. That game is shit. If it was 1080p, it'd be better, but it's not because it's not real 1080p. It's 720p checkerboarded up to 1080p. So that game is fucking shit. Now, if you played the game, you actually could see the game looks decent, right? So then PlayStation Pro got checkerboard rendering. All of a sudden, that shit wasn't bad. They'd be like, you know what? To be honest, you really can't tell. You know, I can't really tell the difference between checkerboard 4K and 4K 4K. I'm like, what the fuck? Bitch, you just said earlier. You just said earlier that fucking checkerboard was terrible on motherfucking Quantum Break. You said you could see the difference between the 720p and the fucking 1080p. Now you're telling me that you can't see the difference between some 1440p or whatever the fuck and 4K, true 4K? Really? Really? You can't tell the difference? Really? Your naked eye could tell the difference before, but now somehow you got glaucoma and you can't really fucking tell the difference no more. Well, ain't that some motherfucking bullshit? So now Xbox gamers have been giving hella shit to PlayStation gamers about checkerboard 4K for a good couple of months. They'd be like, look at the Pro. That bitch could only do checkerboard 4K in order to get to 4K. And PlayStation gamers fucking lost their minds. Like, it doesn't fucking matter. It still looks the same. You can't tell the difference. Who the fuck gives a shit? If you can't tell the difference, why does it fucking matter? What does it fucking matter? But now the news came out that Xbox has the option for the Scorpio to run checkerboard 4K like they did in the current Xbox One and Xbox One S. And now the PlayStation gamers are like, see, it's just like the fucking Pro. I told you. Not knowing it's just a tool set. That's all it is. It's a fucking tool set option. That's all it is. It doesn't mean that games aren't going to be native 4K in Xbox Pro. I mean the Xbox Pro and the Xbox Scorpio. It doesn't mean that the games can't fucking run at true 4K in the Xbox Scorpio, unlike the Pro, where it has to do checkerboard 4K. That's its only fucking option. It can't do native 4K except for on some stupid ass indies and sports titles that don't require a lot of power. Other than that, you have to use checkerboard 4K in fucking Pro because it's fucking weak as hell. Like I said, it's a decent console for what it does, but it ain't no 4K machine. It's a fake 4K machine. That's what it does. But these PlayStation guys running around here thinking that checkerboard 4K option on a Scorpio means that it's weak. No, bitch, that's not what it means. And also, just because you have a tool set that you might not need now doesn't mean it's a tool set they might not need in the future. Because yes, Scorpio might not need checkerboard to obtain 4K, but who's to say that we don't go up to 8K? Phil Spencer didn't say it's an 8K machine. He said it's a 4K machine. So if you need checkerboard rendering in order to get that bitch up to 8K, when 8K TVs come out, oh shit, you got the tech available to you. You see that? You see that? That's called using your fucking brain. Because guess what? At some point, there will be a PS5 out. And that will be, you would assume, more stronger than the Xbox Scorpio. So therefore, for the Xbox Scorpio to still compete, it needs to have some kind of rendering ability that helps it upscale to where the PS5 will be. So if they're doing 8K by the time fucking PS5 is out, then the Xbox Scorpio will be able to do checkerboard rendering 8K when the fucking PS5 comes out, and wait until, you know, the next Xbox, whatever the fuck comes out, and then that does 8K. Holy shit. How did I think of this shit? Because I use my motherfucking brain. Oh shit. It ain't that fucking hard. Like, these motherfuckers really lost their mind over some checkerboard shit. Like, it's a tool set. Guess what? Guess what, PlayStation guys? You know the Pro does fucking 4K upscale. You know what also does 4K upscale? My Xbox One S. Oh shit. Like, what the fuck, man? So because the fucking Xbox One S does 4K upscale, just like the fucking Pro, now the Pro is just as weak as the Xbox One S. Like, come on, man. Knock the dumb shit off. Knock the dumb shit off. Like, that shit is crazy. Come on, man. Let's be real. Y'all are bucket. Fucking bucket out here. Like, this shit is crazy. Like, I'm watching these podcasts. I'm like, yo, do these motherfuckers not read? Then they're talking. These motherfuckers are still talking about Jaguar. Like, motherfucker Phil Spencer he said ain't gonna be no goddamn Jaguar in that bitch. But these motherfuckers still talking about Jaguar. Like, this shit is unbelievable. You can't make this shit up. I don't know if they do not comprehend. Do they not? Fuck. I mean, it's on Twitter. It's not even. It's not hidden. You know. You don't have to fucking dumpster dive. It's right there. You know. Even after the leak, well, so-called, it ain't no fucking leak, but even after Digital Foundry's shit with the whole speculation shit, Phil Spencer still came out again. Yes, still gonna be 4K native. Still gonna be 4K native. Nothing has changed from the last time we spoke. Oh shit. So I guess that paper is motherfucking irrelevant because it's an old piece of paper. Like, come on, man. Shit gonna change. Microsoft is they're not gonna tout native 4K and then put out a fucking Pro. Like, what the fuck? Look, come on. Stick with me. I'm gonna have to teach you something. Look, stick with me. PlayStation and Xbox are not gauged the same. Anybody with a brain, whether you believe in media bias or not, they are held to two different standards. Sony can get away with a lot more shit than fucking Microsoft says. If Sony says some shit and it doesn't come true, then they're just like, well, there was a valid reason for why the fuck that didn't happen. So, we'll give you a pass. If Xbox says some shit that doesn't come through, motherfuckers jump on their ass. Don't matter if it's their fault or not. They gonna jump on their ass and be like, you said this was gonna happen and it didn't happen, you motherfucker. I hate your ass. That's basically what happens to fucking Microsoft. Sony does the same shit. They be like, man, you know what? You tried. That's all we can ask for. You tried. Be like, what the fuck? But it is what it is. So knowing that and knowing that Microsoft is playing from behind. They're in second place. They don't like being in second place. You know, in the console game, it's just, you know, it's what they've been used to for the first gen. Well, yeah, the first time they were out, because they were second place when the OG had launched. They were in the first place when 360 came out, and then they went back to second place where they came out. No, actually, they were in second place. I forgot about the Wii U. See how forgettable that shit is? That shit sold all them goddamn, not Wii U, the Wii. See how many consoles? That shit sold a ton of consoles. Completely forgot about that fucking console because it was just that shit was just a shitty ass console. But anyway, but like I'm saying, man, it's the fucking madness of these motherfuckers is beyond me. Beyond me. It's like people just reading papers, not knowing what the fuck they're reading. Then this guy, he's gonna write about sparse rendering for sparse rendering is just fucking like, it's another fucking idiot. It's just sparse, like, you don't render everything in the fucking game at fucking 4K. You don't do that. That is a fucking terrible way to utilize all your resources. Shit, we don't render everything in 1080p on any fucking platform. Unless you got the super duper god PC that can render everything at 1080p or 4K. And you talking about power out the ass. And when you talking about that level of power, you talking about money that you willing to burn. Like, to get that level of power into a game wouldn't even be cost efficient. It'd be literally like you just were trying to waste money. You just like, you know what, fuck it. I want the most powerful PC. I want it to do, you know, render everything at the highest settings, at the highest this, at the highest that. And by the time I'll be able to get more games that could do that, this PC will have lost its value down to about $5,000 from where it was. You know, it's like, the fuck, unless you got money to burn like that, what is the point in even doing it? You know, all Xbox Scorpio was doing is maxing out the potential that it has, mainly for its main exclusives. That's where that power, most of that power is going to go. Then they're trying to trying to get everybody to come over to at least make some games for the Windows 10 store. All those Windows 10 games, you know, those are going to be capable with Scorpio. So that's a win. You know, like, to me, it's beyond me why people would think that from this white paper, where it never said what the GPU CPU was, you know, that it's going to be the same power as the Pro. Like, I don't know where the fuck that shit came from, like, at all. Like, how the fuck? To me, that's like somebody comparing Carmelo Anthony and LeBron James. Like, oh yeah, they basically the same. They both small forwards. Nah, hell no, hell no, hell no. They ain't the same, not at all. You know, one could do it all, one could do a little something. You know, that's a big fucking difference. You know, yeah, you can shine in this one area, but this other motherfucker shines in a whole lot of shit. You know, like, I just find it funny, man. I just find it funny the way these, you know, just pay attention and watch how ponies just fucking, man, they done gone off the deep end. They done gone off the fucking deep end. Because now they talking crazy shit. Now they talking like, and this is the funniest thing when they say, they were like, why the fuck would I buy a Scorpio when the bitch ain't got no games? And I'm like, hold up. You act like this is the motherfucking Nintendo Switch. Whatever is on the Xbox fucking One is going to be on the fucking Scorpio. So how the fuck doesn't it have any games? And on top of that, the games that they haven't even patched are still going to see a noticeable upgrade on the fucking Scorpio, unlike the Pro. If the Pro don't get a patch, that bitch looks the same. if the Scorpio doesn't get a patch for a game, that shit still gets fucking upgraded. Say they don't decide to fucking give a patch to the division, which I don't see them doing, but whatever the case, that game is still going to get a graphical upgrade because it has dynamic resolution. So it's still going to look a lot better than its Xbox One counterpart. Unlike the fucking Pro, which is going to look the same as its PlayStation 4 counterpart because it doesn't have a patch. You with me? Are you with me? I'm just trying to educate a little bit for some of these crazy my Xbox dudes. Most of y'all know what the fuck is going on. A handful of y'all, y'all don't pay attention enough. It is what it is. But understand this. Phil has already come out and said ain't gonna be no goddamn Jaguar. Phil's already said it's going to be 4K native. They ain't not one goddamn 4K native fucking exclusive on PS4. Not one. Not one. Not Uncharted. Not fucking Horizon Zero Dawn. None of those motherfuckers is 4K native. None of them. Not a fucking single one. And that's first party. And guess what? Well, what else is there? God of War. Another game that won't be motherfucking 4K native. You know what you do get 4K native? Parappa the motherfucking Rapper. Woo! A game from PS2. Well, actually, no, that shit from PS1. That's even worse. God damn. That shit is terrible. But that tells you how much the power the Pro has. It can juice up the fucking PS1 game to fucking 4K. Woo! How amazing is that? That shit is amazing, right? I mean, yo, this shit is too funny. You know, the people coming out like, yo, that's why I wasn't going to get Scorpio, because look, it's on par with the fucking PlayStation Pro, so now there's no point in getting it, even though it's like 40% more powerful at a minimum. I'm like, dude, that is a fucking big deal. Y'all act like 40% more power isn't a big deal at all. Y'all were going crazy over 20 for the PlayStation. Now we talking 40. And mind you, let me rephrase, that's 40 based on the specs that the white paper has, right? And I'm not even saying those are accurate to what's coming out. That's just based on the specs of the white paper, based on the fact that they said if it has a bottleneck and it's based on the specs of the white paper, the Scorpio still will be 40% more powerful than the fucking Pro. That's a big fucking deal to have as your minimum. Your fucking minimum. And you got to understand something about the games made for the Xbox versus the fucking Pro. See, the Pro has to make more than one version of a game. The Xbox doesn't. They make one version and it works across all platforms. So when people talk about, well, the Pro is easier to make because it only takes 1% more effort to make, yes, that 1% is what's the little effort that they got to take in order to make the patch for the Pro. Correct. But guess what? There's no effort in making a patch for the Scorpio because you make one game and it works on the Xbox One. It works on the Scorpio. It works on the Xbox One S. It works on the fucking Windows 10. All that. One game. Like, where does the amnesia come in? It was good all day. You gotta grab that paper with that fucking chicken grease, man. Throw that shit in the chat, man, because these motherfuckers wild. They crazy as hell thinking about this white paper like this shit about to be something. Listen, man. It's fucking an old ass piece of paper from before PlayStation 4's Pro's reveal. Before that, the day of the fucking reveal, Aaron Greenberg said, "That's nice." I can't remember verbatim what he said, but he said something like, "That's nice. Cool review, but guess what? We got a true 4K machine coming next year. True 4K. So if the game is true 4K, if they're saying true 4K, but they have checkerboard rendering abilities in it, that tells you something. Guess what? This is a tool we have for the console, but we don't need that bitch. See what I'm saying? We don't need that bitch. You get me? They don't need it. You know, this is like a girl with some big ass titties now. I mean, you know, guess what? She could put on a push-up bra to make her titties look bigger, but guess what? Them shits is already big, so she don't really need it. You get me? PS4 Pro, they got some little ass titties, so she gotta use that push-up bra because otherwise she ain't gonna have no goddamn titties. It is what it is. You know, her titties gonna be looking hella small. She need that push-up bra. That's what that checkerboard rendering is. It's that push-up bra for the PS4 Pro. She got to push them bitches up. But once that fucking checkerboard rendering is gone, she's fucking A cup than a motherfucker. The Scorpio's still a fucking C at a minimum. See what I'm saying? Like, it's a fucking big deal. You like my titty references, right? Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Yeah, just because it has checkerboard rendering. Look, man, you got to prepare for the future. You got to. Microsoft can't just take tool sets out and be like, you know what? Fuck that, fuck that, fuck that, fuck that, fuck that. 4K or nothing. Like, no, they can't do that shit because technology is constantly evolving. You don't fucking take out tool sets that people could use to make your product better in the future. You don't know what the fuck's going to come out. Shit, they might make a 4K TV an 8K TV tomorrow that only $600. You don't know. You have no fucking idea. And then not be prepared because you were like, oh, well, fuck, I was stuck on 4K. I didn't know they were going to come out with 8K. Oh, shit. Now we're fucked because we could do 4K or nothing. No, bitch, you don't tie yourself down. Also, you know what I think the big thing is? These PlayStation gamers, they trying to pigeonhole Microsoft. That's what this is all about. They trying to hold them into this position and be like, look, you said it's 4K or nothing, right? So they wanted to say like, all right, if Microsoft says all their games are 4K and they won't do anything that's not 1080p, the PlayStation gamers will come out and say, well, see, you're not fucking being right to the developers. Because what if the developer doesn't want 4K? See, you're some anti-fucking developer, anti-consumer motherfuckers. And that's what they'll say if Microsoft came out and said, oh, it's 4K or nothing. But then if they come out and say, no, we'll give you options, then the fucking PlayStation gamers will be like, oh, that's because it's too weak. It can't do 4K. So, you know, that's why they said it needs options because it's too damn weak. See, it's just like the Pro. See, you see what I'm saying? That's the bullshit they trying to pull. They be like, they trying to make shit run in their favor. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, well, if it's 4K only, then, you know, we could say that, you know, PlayStation is more for the everyman because it still runs on the 1080p TV. But then if it could do 1080p and 4K, then we could say, well, fuck it, you don't need it because, you know, the Pro could do, you know, 1080p and some 4K. Like, but guess what the Pro can't do? Can't make your games look better. That's damn for sure. That shit ain't gonna fucking change. It don't matter how much you fucking look, man. You could fucking, like I said before, man, with my titty reference, you could do all the rendering 4K you want. You could fucking tighten that bra strap up, push the motherfucking titties in, that A cup, you could strain that bitch to try to get that shit up to your goddamn neck. But guess what? That motherfucker will look crazy as hell walking around with a bitch with a bra up to her fucking throat. Like, damn, bitch, what the fuck you doing? I'm like, yeah, you like my titties, right? I'm like, nah, you look crazy than a motherfucker right now. I'm gonna go with that girl over there with the regular titties, and she don't need no bra to do all that wild shit you doing right now, because that shit crazy. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with you. You need Jesus. I swear to God you do. You know, you fix your bra, you look crazy as shit. Like, that's what the motherfuckers, these PlayStation motherfuckers talking about, this rendering, checkerboard rendering is now the new hot shit. When that shit wasn't hot with the fucking Quantum Break. I knew that it's, you know what? It's like poetic justice. The fact that Quantum Break had checkerboard rendering and all them PlayStation dudes that just wanted to find something to hate on Xbox about just shitted on that shit. I mean, they shitted on it. They said 720p. Fuck that. It ain't good enough. What? But it upscales or does a checkerboard render the no, fuck that. It ain't good enough. And then turn around and just be like, well, you got to understand it's different now because the pixel counts are a little bit closer up to the 4K. So if it's like up to the 4K, you can get a little bit closer. Look, if you like stay not too close to the TV, you can't really even tell because technically your eyeballs can't even read that much of the 4K. You know what I mean? Like you see 4K over here and it's like, oh, that's the same 4K over there. What the fuck, man? They sound crazy as shit right now. They sound crazy as shit, man. It's some wild shit going on. Oh man, but it's beautiful. It's beautiful, man. Like these motherfuckers are gonna lose their. I just can't wait to the fucking reveal. I don't know what the fuck they're gonna announce for the GPU or whatever. Whether they are or they aren't. I mean, we know it's not a Jaguar, but whatever the fuck they put in that bitch, obviously it's gonna be something strong enough to deal with what they have. But it's crazy, man. It's some wild shit, man. It's just funny as hell watching. Yo, and another main thing I'm getting tired of people talking about the fucking Scorpio gotta be this like budget console or something. Listen, man, we already know it's not gonna be more than $600. We know that. Phil Spencer has already said it's not going to be anything outside of the price point of what we've already seen. We know this. But to sit back and think that it has to be fucking $399, to me, I don't feel it has to be $399. Would it be nice to be $399? Sure. If you give me a premium console for cheaper, I'm not complaining. I'm cool with that. But at the same point, if I'm paying for something that's premium and it has a premium price, I'm not going to bitch about it. Listen, man, I can still play all the games I want on my Xbox One S. So if I feel that I just ain't got it, then I won't get it until I do. I think that's what most people do. Like I don't see people running out fucking buying Xbox Scorpio day one like that. I mean, hardcore, yes. Hardcore people will be lined up. They'll be buying that shit. If they could, they buy the shit right now. But, the average person that buys a console, no, they're not going to do that. So this whole assumption that PlayStation gamers are always like, oh, well, if Xbox Scorpio doesn't like fucking sell out, that shit's a fail. How the fuck is it? It's a premium console. It's a premium console. They didn't make a shit ton of the Xbox Elite controllers. That's why they fucking sold out, because the shit was $150. They didn't really. That's 3 times how much a fucking actual controller costs. A regular controller is like $50, right? So they charged $150 for an Elite controller, and that bitch sold out. Now, will that happen to the Scorpio? I doubt it, because I don't see Microsoft putting like fucking, production restrictions on the fucking Scorpio. Like, I don't see them coming out and be like, all right, we're only going to make 2 million. Like, no, they'll probably have an aim for like 5. That's probably what they'll do. They'll aim for 5 and probably, I don't know, whenever they fucking launch in October to November, they'll aim to do 5, and then based on that, then they'll move along and be like, all right, we'll bump it up or whatever. But to say like, oh well, if they don't sell out like crazy, like no, it don't have to go crazy. Like, because guess what? When the Xbox Scorpio drops, guess what's also going to be out and cheaper? The Xbox One S. And guess who's going to buy most consoles, more consoles? The casual consumer that's going to pay a cheaper price for the Xbox One S. That's what they're going to do. They'll see a Scorpio and be like, oh, that shit's like you know, what did Jay put up here? He put up 450, 500. It might be that. It might be between 450 and 500. The casual consumer is going to look at that shit and be like, all right, it's 450, 500. Now, what's the standard is, that shit is at 200 to 250. That's about $200 difference right there. Shit, I'm about to go get that regular shit. That shit is a lot cheaper. That's what they're going to do. And the PlayStation going to be about $150 more. So, you know, you're going to have the PlayStation Pro that's going to be like $350. That would be $150 more than the PS4 OG and the Xbox One S or whatever, you know. So ain't no big deal, man. I mean, the people that thinking Sony's gonna drop the price of their console down to fucking $300 is out their goddamn mind. In a fucking year. Like if Sony drops their shit down to $300, that mean that bitch ain't selling. That bitch ain't selling at all. They drop that bitch down to $300. Out of a year, that's a fucking big drop for $100. 50 during the holidays, yeah. 100? What? 100 is a lot of fucking money. The fuck is going on? Sony, what you doing? What you doing? You are hemorrhaging money out here. The bitch is bleeding. Look at he cut. The fucking blood flying out. Like that'd be some serious shit Sony be doing, man. That's crazy. I mean, yeah, you right. It's not selling crazy, but it ain't shit in the bag completely. Like it ain't like dropping 100. That's like some Wii U shit. And even Nintendo still didn't drop that bitch. They just some hard-headed motherfuckers, man. They just hard-headed. But yeah, man, look, man. I just find it funny, man. Like the crazy thing is, yo, our games on the Scorpio are going to look fucking nuts. Like, yo, straight up, when Crackdown drop, these motherfuckers could talk all the shit they want. But like, bitch, we gonna be putting up videos of writing my name in bullets, bitch. You can't do that. There ain't nothing on your console could sit there. I could write my name in fucking bullets on the goddamn wall if I wanted to. You can't do that on no PlayStation. You can't. I write my name in bullets. I fucking poke holes in the bitch. I could do all that shit. Blow up walls, fucking knock through walls, capturing motherfuckers like that shit on some RoboCop shit. Like this should be crazy. Like you can't, like, there's nothing on Sony's platform that's competing with that shit. And that's even coming to the OG Xbox One. Like, look, man. I'm like, Sony got their shit. Like, their shit is in cinematic. I get it. You know, people that like more movie than game, like, you know, particularly kind of cater toward, you know, gravitate towards a fucking PlayStation. I get it. But, you know, if you a gamer, like, I don't know, I can't speak for everybody, but for myself, man, lately it's a struggle to fucking play single player games. I'm just being honest, man. When I get on fucking online, most of the times I just want to have fun and just fuck around and just talk to people and shoot the shit. You know? Like, that's what I do, man. I fucking chill all day, a lot, fucking bone, talking shit. K Mega, he always talking some wild shit. K Mega funny as hell. That motherfucker cannot lose with grace at all. That shit is funny. You know, when K Mega lose, oh man, that shit is hilarious. I mean, and if you beat him to the point that it's like unbelievable to him, that shit, the shit that K Mega be saying when he be losing, when he feel like he ain't got no shot at winning, be funny. It'd be like a retirement speech. I remember I beat him in 2K a couple of times. He was like, "Listen, man, I don't even play this game like that. I mean, you know, I just be doing other stuff." I was like, "Well, okay." That shit was funny as hell. But he did roast a couple people in Killer Instinct, so I give him that. He's a lot better in fighting games than I am. If I beat him, it's because I button mashed him like a motherfucker. He'd be like, how the fuck you do that shit? I'm like, I don't know, but it worked though. But yeah, man, this shit crazy, man. Like, it's too funny, man. These people talk about the Scorpio ain't got no fucking games. You'd be like, bitch, where every multiplayer come out, those are all exclusives to Scorpio. Like, bitch, how you figure? I'd be like, look, understand this. You see that particle effect over there? That shit ain't on the PlayStation. You see them shadows? Oh shit, that ain't on there either. Be like, damn. So I guess what? The fucking real game over here is fucking exclusive to the Scorpio. Y'all playing the watered down version over there on the PlayStation Pro. It is what it is. You know, I'm not saying you can't still enjoy it, you know, but it's just a little watered down. It's like when you go to the soda machine, you'd be like, man, I don't know, man. I think they're running out of the syrup because this team tastes a little light, you know, like it don't got the same amount of sugar content as I'm used to. You know, you go to that Scorpio, you be like, oh, yeah, this is a Pepsi right here. I can taste it. Full effect. Yeah. I don't know what the fuck they was doing over there. This shit is real Pepsi. You know, like I gotta see the people going from multiplats on the PS4 Pro to multiplats on the Scorpio. That shit is going to be hilarious. It's going to be hilarious. You know, and the way you know it's going to be hilarious is because guess what? Sony ain't talking shit. They're not out here talking shit. You don't hear Sony running around touting power. They was touting power for a good 4 years. They ain't talking about power today. That shit went out the window when they did that reveal. The only thing they said was this is a 4K machine because they couldn't come out with the Pro saying this does 1080p 60 when Microsoft is talking about it's doing 4K uncompromised. Let me explain to some of y'all what uncompromised means. Uncompromised means you got the same two games, but one is running at 4K and the other one ain't. That's what uncompromised is. It's not uncompromised on some PC term. These ain't fucking PCs, they consoles. They're not fucking PCs, they're consoles. Uncompromised on console is different from uncompromised on PC. It just means that to get 4K, we ain't taking shit out to get it. That's all it means. We not fucking removing this and that and this and that in order to get 4K. We not taking shit out. That's what uncompromised means. Like, it's not that fucking hard. You know, but oh man, it's too funny. This is like, you know, like the white paper shit was funny because it was like just watching people react to it. It was like watching a building on fire and motherfuckers just running around and like PlayStation dudes running around with fucking white papers in their hand, like, and they just ran to the podium and was like, listen, the shit is gonna be weak. It's just like the Pro. And I'm sitting here like, damn, do y'all motherfuckers not read? Like, dude even said, like, even a lot of these dudes were quoting the Digital Foundry video, but it's like they just watched half of it. They didn't get to the part where it says speculation. They didn't get to the part where it said it's still 40% more powerful than the Pro. Like, they didn't. I guess once they were just like checkerboard rendering, they just turned the bitch off. They were like, checkerboard, fuck it, it's just like the Pro. It got checkerboard. Like, they just cut right there. Be like, that's all I need to know. The bitch got checkerboard. It's the same. That shit had me rolling. But oh man, it's too funny. It's too funny. Oh man, like I'm telling you, y'all gotta look around and look at some of these podcasts where these people looking strange out here. They looking crazy. Like I don't understand. Like, it's the crazy thing, it's the same people that literally spoke like all right, Phil Spencer made a comment about native 4K, like, oh, we're bringing native 4K gaming, and you'll see people do a podcast and be like, well, I don't care what Phil Spencer got to say, I just want to see it and I'll see it for myself, right? That's what they said. Then Digital Foundry comes out with a paper that's old, and then they take that shit as fact. They'd be like, oh, that means that Phil Spencer's lying. It's not native 4K. It's what the paper says, which could be a bottleneck and still could possibly, and still a lot of the games will be native 4K, but not all of them. And I'm just like, hold the fuck up. Like, you just said you didn't believe what he said over here. Digital Foundry get a paper that's fucking 6-7 months old, and now all of a sudden this is the gospel. This paper's been out for a while. This ain't new. Devs have had it for a while. It's just a target sheet. That is all it is. It is a target sheet. Because guess what? The Scorpio doesn't have a Jaguar in it, right? Jaguar's not on the sheet. Jaguar is what was speculated to be, right? But what else could they speculate with? Because guess what? The tech that is available to places like Digital Foundry isn't what's going to be in the Scorpio. So you can't speculate on shit you don't have. You don't even have it to even speculate on it. So all they could do is speculate on shit they do have. I mean, it is what it is. You know, I don't fault them for it. They said speculation. It's just the fact that people ran with it as speculation being fact. And that was it to me. That shit is hilarious. It's motherfucking hilarious how these guys just lose their goddamn mind. But I don't know, man. And to the PC guys, for the love of me, I don't get it. If you're a PC gamer and you could game on your PC and do whatever on your PC, you could build that bitch up. You could put $1 billion in that motherfucker, make that a super duper 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 computer. Why the fuck do you care about consoles? Listen, if I buy an Xbox or a PlayStation, the most that I can put in that bitch is about $400 because that's the most you can get into. Whatever Microsoft or Sony has is their 2 terabyte version of their console, which I believe is $400 for what both of them. Which is odd. I do not think the PS4 Pro has a 2 terabyte version, which is very odd, but that's besides the point. Whatever Microsoft and Sony comes out with, that's the most I can spend on it. I can't go in and Microsoft and then be like, look, listen, man, I want a super duper graphics card. Can you throw that bitch in this fucking console right here? Like, no, I can't do that. But you can do that with your computer. You can do all that shit. You can do all that crazy shit you want. So my question is, why the fuck do they care about consoles? I really have no idea. Is it that fucking lonely on the PC side that they just feel they be like, look, man, nobody else talks over here. The only people I can engage with is console gamers because they have this constant feud going back and forth. So therefore, I just want to chime in because I just feel lonely and people don't want to play with me because I smell like burnt cheese and butter. Like, I don't know. Like, what the fuck is... I don't know. I don't understand PC guys always chiming in on console shit. Shit is just weird to me. But yeah, man, that Scorpio, man. Day one for me. I'm getting that bitch day one. I'm getting the TV probably early summer. Yeah, early summer. That's what I'm thinking. If not the run, well, Super Bowl shit. That's like next week. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go look at some TV, see what they got. They got something cheap. You know, because you could get a KS 800, maybe $800, and that's pretty decent. Especially, you know, I mean, granted, it was about the same during Black Friday. Might have been a little bit more, maybe like 9 something. But yeah, man. I just think people going in the wild out mode. Like, look, man, calm down. Microsoft ain't lie. Shit, they can't afford to. Like, it's a sure bet with them. Like, they can't afford to lie to you. They really can't. You know, shit. If Phil Spencer's willing to cancel a game he hadn't put millions of dollars in just because he felt like One, the game wasn't going to come out and it wasn't going to be good. I mean, you got to know that they're a business, man. They about making money. They ain't about just wasting shit. So if they gonna make a console, they don't want that shit to sit on the shelves because it's no better than the Pro. Are you fucking joking me? That shit is ridiculous. Like, people thinking that it's just gonna be like some marginal upgrade. He said it will be a noticeable difference. Noticeable difference. That's what they said. They didn't say, oh, well, checkerboard rendering look about the same. No. They said noticeable difference. Remember that. And that's why I put my money behind those words. Not the words of some fucking crazy ass motherfucking Xbox hater, you know, that just wants to make up fake news, whatever the fuck. Man. But I mean, that's what we got to deal with right now till that Scorpio drop. Because that damage control gonna be real when that motherfucker come out. I just can't. I don't know what the fuck these guys gonna make up, but the shit's gonna be interesting. I guarantee that whatever it is they make up is going to be some interesting shit. Man, man, those multiplayer, that multiplayer podcast is going to be in full effect. I don't know what fucking Porter Rock's gonna have, but he's gonna pull something right out his ass. He gonna have to dig deep. Be like, I pulled this motherfucker from the pit of my stomach. Cause shit. You know, I didn't see that other shit. Yeah, man. This shit is crazy, man. I don't know what Jabari doing, but that motherfucker gonna be in hiding when that fucking Scorpio drop. Or he gonna change his name, convert. Whatever the fuck. But this is your boy Live Wire. And yeah, man, I just wanted to talk on a couple of those topics, man. Just hearing the crazy shit people talking about. It's just like, man, what the fuck, man? What are these people doing? I'm talking about checkerboard rendering like people ain't supposed to use tools that are available to them. This shit is crazy. But I don't know. I don't know, man. Something in the air, man. E3 is so close. So shit. What is it, January 26th? Almost a month down, and 5 more to go. Oh shit. This is gonna be crazy. But this is your boy Live Wire. And I'm out this bitch beta. Peace.